Welcome back to Marvel Monday. I am Mike.
And I am Brandon.
So, Brandon, what should we talk about this week? We're past the Punisher.
hmm
We're not quite to. I heard some things about a new trailer, but it didn't come out yet. So, yeah. What should we talk about this week?
Yeah, so it's not Marvel, but I do want to say, um, quickly touch on Mandalorian and Grogu
Oh yeah,
because I feel like those fandoms kind of cross.
yeah.
Because it was getting some hate online, and we went and saw it together, and we kind of walked away with the same consensus that it was a good movie.
Yeah,
I don't think it was
yeah.
deserving of all the hate.
No, I
Um,
don't either.
yeah, so just wanted to put that out there. If that's of interest, we can start up, I don't know, Star Wars Saturdays or something.
Yeah, yeah, right. I don't have any more time to do podcasts. It's gotten to that point. Well, so here's
Yeah.
the thing too. So talking about Marvel did, I think it was Marvel, did have some, and they weren't like MCU, but they did have some
Oh yeah, the Star
uh
Wars comic.
Star Wars comics. Yeah. So technically that could tie in. There was kind of, not to get off what our topic is today, but I remember reading something that there was a series of Star Wars related comics. I don't know when they were, but but it was kind of funny because there was a storyline where the Millennium Falcon crashed on Earth, and basically, like, Chewbacca and Han got stuck here, and the comic ended with Indiana Jones finding the remnants of the Millennium Falcon while he was searching for Bigfoot. So
hmm Yeah,
kind of a
And
really
Chewbacca
weird.
ended up being the
Yeah,
Bigfoot in that
yeah,
universe.
yeah. So
Yeah.
strange.
So when that starts to pan out, that'll be the discussion for the day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not canon, but
Yeah. No, I think this week though, we saw the pop figures come out,
the
and
Funko Pops.
this will be spoilers for Brand New Day. So if you don't want to know any of that, stop listening now. Um, but there were a couple things that I think were interesting. The first one was the Hulk, obviously,
Right.
right? I can't remember though. Do you remember if that said Hulk or Savage Hulk on
So
it?
the thing you sent me that I'm just looking at now, actually, does it say on it? Let's see. Spider. It just says collect Marvel Shop Spider-Man Brand New Day, supersized pop.
hmm
I don't think it says which
So it
ones
just
they are. Yeah.
so it just says Hulk
But
on it, right?
so so where was the origin of that? Now I'll drop that picture. Oh, hold on.
hmm
Hold on. Actually, you can buy them on Funko. I didn't
hmm
realize that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they're
it is,
available right now.
yeah. It is referred to on Funko as super.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Site wide sale.
Decline offer is Super Hulk.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
Super Hulk. But there it is.
and you could see the yeah, like that's even with the gray, you could tell that that's even if it didn't say Brand New Day on it, that
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like current day
yeah,
Hulk.
yeah,
So kind of
yeah, clearly.
confirmation there that Hulk does make an appearance. It's not just Bruce
Yeah,
Banner. But the
yeah.
part that I thought was interesting too, there was in that same clip or that same screenshot that I sent, they have available Funko Pops that are Spider-Man, and in the like description, it says Spider-Man like No Way Home suit, and it's all like tore up. Like you could
Oh,
see like it's like ripped and everything. And it's saying the suit that was at the end of No Way Home that he made himself, that one is all
right.
tore up and it says No Way Home suit.
Oh,
And then they have Spider-Man Brand New Day in a new suit. So I
interesting.
think at some point you're going to see him like either having to build another new suit, or I wonder if that's going to be the way of introducing that this isn't Tony Stark like suits anymore.
Right. Well,
Like he
that,
has
I
to
mean,
keep
isn't that
making
kind of,
new suits because they're getting
Yeah.
tore up. It's not that Tony Stark, hey, he's in like basically invincible armor, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it kind of felt like that was what happened at the end of No Way Home when he's making his own suit. It kind of felt like a tie back to, the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man
Hmm.
who did make their own suit, and I
Hmm.
guess he made his own originally, but that was, the onesie. Look at
Yeah,
look at this one. While I was looking at that, I don't think this is a spoiler of anything because it doesn't list it as brand new day, but
yeah,
it's Spider-Man in a Fantastic Four suit. That's it's not a spoiler of anything because I don't know what it
yeah.
has anything to do with, but it
Maybe
did
it
come up.
is.
Maybe it is. Oh, no,
Uh,
that's just. Sorry, I'm now lost in Funko Pop searching, so
yeah,
I
we'll check back in a little
apologize.
bit.
Yeah, yeah, just I'll be back after these messages. No, no, that's yeah, that is interesting. It's always funny to me with that kind of stuff because I feel like Marvel is so protective of the brand of the not the brand but of the secrets for
Hmm.
these things,
Hmm.
and it's always so funny to me when things like that come out that end up being spoilers because I'm like, is it an accident or was it intentional part of marketing
Hmm.
or like, you know what I mean? Like, how does that happen? Because I mean, that is for sale. And like, being somebody who works for a toy company, I know that like when new things are coming out that they don't want people to know about yet, they tell the stores and everything like these are
Hmm.
embargoed. Like you can't sell these. You cannot put these on the shelf before this date.
Well, I think
So
it's that you can go on their site right now and go and buy that Hulk. Tells me that maybe Marvel wants that to get out there to, I mean, do you really need help selling Spider-Man?
right.
You know,
Yeah, that's true too.
but maybe more of a reason to push people to go and see it. Um,
Right.
I saw
Yeah.
an article that was saying that they went through some brand new day. I don't remember if it said extensive reshoots or rewrites
Oh.
that they had said was to tie it into Doomsday more.
Uh oh, that's interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
why they would do that. Like it's not like Doomsday was ever,
Hmm.
it's not like that was a secret. So I wonder, yeah, that's
I
interesting.
wonder if
That's
it's.
interesting.
I was thinking maybe it has more to do with how are we going to explain why Hulk, Spider Man, any of the like, if Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, all of those characters, why aren't they in Doomsday?
Right.
Or if it takes place at the same time as Doomsday, like in that where it'll end up being like they're happening at the same time, whatever.
Right. Right.
If maybe they're reshooting or rewriting or had those reshoots or rewrites to sort of how I don't know how you would say it, like have elements of Doomsday happening during Spider-Man without it
Right.
being a spoiler for Doomsday while you're watching Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But
that could
yeah,
be.
I saw that note come out and I thought that was interesting. Just in what would that be? Is it to make it that Spider-Man appears in Doomsday, Hulk appearing in Doomsday? Is it that you're trying to explain why those two aren't going to be in Doomsday?
Right. Right. Which I'd heard some of the I don't know if they were theories or leaks originally said that like at the end of it like basically the end credit scene is going to kind of show something as to why. Found some more here. Not that I just want to be looking at Funko Pop images the whole time, but
Oh, and those
that
are all
those are
from
all
Brand New
ones
Day.
from Brand New Day. Yeah, and there's no spoilers there. I mean
Hmm.
it's two different Spider-Man ones. I'm assuming the third one there is just a Peter Parker maybe,
Yeah.
and then the hand Scorpion and Tarantula. I think I may have said those in the wrong order. I think it's Tarantula then Scorpion, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. I was actually looking for more to see if there were any that might be a little bit along that spoilery side, but no. No, I'm
Hmm.
actually looking for the black suited Spider-Man because I've seen some theories that they think that it's going to be the symbiote Spider-Man that's
Hmm.
gonna show up.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
man spider or any of that. That
yeah,
is Scorpion.
yeah,
Or not
yeah,
Scorpion, Venom.
Venom, yeah.
Symbiote,
Which I mean,
whatever we want to call it.
I kind of hope it is if it's going to be either Man Spider or Venom. I kind of hope it's Venom
Mm.
because like I would hate that scene from which one was that in where it showed that the part of the symbiote stayed in the 616 universe. Was that
So was because there's the scene. Was it at the end of Venom 2 where it played? It was a like Venom watching the TV,
right?
and it was the clip of
No,
him
it was in
seeing from
this.
Far From Home
Yeah,
of Peter Parker being exposed.
yeah, and
Like,
him going and Venom
and
saying I hate that guy or something like or that guy or something like that.
yeah, yeah. But I think it was No Way Home then that he was transported because he went back to his reality, but
Right,
that
right,
little like glob of the symbiote remained.
right. Yeah. So, um, and I would hate for it to be a thing where like that they didn't pay that off, because that's
Yeah.
happened in some
A
Marvel things
storyline
where
as
like,
big as that too. That's
yeah,
like the symbiote is a big Spider-Man storyline, so
yeah, yeah. So to
to put
not
that
have
out
that
there, yeah.
payoff, yeah. So, oh, that one that I didn't know what it was that I said maybe that's Peter Parker. That's actually Punisher.
Yeah,
So, be easier
that
to
makes
identify.
sense.
Well, yeah, I guess actually, the image I found is a little bigger. You can see it's on his his symbol on his shirt. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I think I just generally the topic of like the spoilers that end up coming out like that. You know, there was going back to the uh gosh, I just lost my train of thought here. Going back to the Mandalorian and Grogu,
Mm.
the day before we went to see that, so I guess it was Wednesday of last week. Um, I think on TikTok, somebody had the first 10 minutes of the movie like posted on there, and I was shocked that it was still there and somebody hadn't, forced them to pull it down.
Hmm.
But then I was wondering, or did Lucasfilm do that? Did they, release like that many minutes and then somebody just reposted it as like as
Yeah.
though it was some, secret thing?
Yeah. I think that that's always like when it comes to projects that aren't Marvel, I don't think you or I think that you need to sell it a little bit more. But I think like any
Yeah.
spoilers for like Brand New Day or for Doomsday coming up, like those movies are going to sell themselves. I don't think that they need any extra sort of push
Yeah.
to get it. That's why I think it's weird that they would reveal Hulk like that because it's something that everyone expected. Maybe that's why they did it.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, it just seems
Yeah.
weird to release it in that way, that you would have it through a toy and not
Right.
through some sort of trailer or anything like
It's
that.
it is also funny though how many of these like how many of the trailers that they've put out for these things have been, purposely misleading as to
Hmm.
what's in them. And you can go back to like No Way Home, for example, where the scene that everybody's comparing the scene with Spider-Man fighting the Hand to where he was fighting the three alternate universe villains, and everybody said, "Oh, he's it looks like there should be other people in this scene." Like everybody was guessing that, and that's why everybody I think is guessing the same thing here. But it's also funny because I think of like how many of the storylines are kind of um, very tightly based on storylines that were in the comics. So there's a lot of things that people have speculated based on things that were, oh my gosh, sorry, in the comics. I don't know what's wrong with me. Um, that have then turned out to be in the movie.
Hmm.
What people were speculating was there. So I think like that aspect is kind of interesting too because it's like you're trying to make things surprises, but then it's doing something that happened in one of the comic book storylines
Yeah,
too.
and you almost can't stray too far from the comics because if you start doing that, then you're gonna have the comic fans upset that you didn't live up true to to the comics. Because I think
R-
from a comic fan's perspective, even if it's a spoiler of I know what happened, it's
Right.
more exciting seeing the actual comic panels come to life than it is
Right.
switching something up. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, didn't
Yeah.
they do that in The Walking Dead? Didn't The Walking Dead start to switch stuff up from the actual comics?
Yes,
And
they
that
did.
started to get people upset because it was like you're trying to uh, like reset people's expectations or have people surprised, but then it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's not, we like the comics because of the storyline and you just switched it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like
Well,
a weird balance you have to do.
and I mean, similarly with Last of Us, there were a
Hmm.
lot of people that didn't want them to kill off the Pedro Pascal character.
Yeah. Joel.
Can't remember his name, Joel, in that because they liked the character.
Hmm.
But if they were going to be true to the storyline in the game, they kind of had to do that, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's not the same story. So it is that balance of either we're telling exactly the story that's, in the comics, or we're, coming up with something that people are going to hate because it's not close enough to the comics.
Yeah.
So I get that balance. It's like the thing, I think it was this week I heard that the Russo brothers had come out and said kind of like Doomsday is going to totally, just change the Marvel universe. Like it's going to be almost like a complete, I mean, they've said right after Secret Wars, there is pretty much going to be a reset of
Hmm.
the whole MCU. But they said it's going to kind of really like just change the way you think of the MCU. So that's going to be interesting. We got a
Hmm.
while to wait on that, but we don't have quite so long to wait on Spider-Man. So
Yeah. I think
I'm
Spider-Man will
excited.
be interesting though, because if you're like talking about how the movies are going to follow along with the comics, when you talk about Secret Wars, that's where the symbiote came into play for
Right,
Spider-Man. So
right,
that kind of lends itself to even more of those theories of Spider-Man dies, and you talk about post-credit scene is the symbiote coming in and
right,
resurrecting him, and then that
right.
leads into not Doomsday, Secret Wars.
Right, and that's one of the theories I've heard that I think is a good one, and because that'll also explain why he's not involved in Doomsday.
Hmm. At least that Peter, right? Because
Right.
there's those things that we're saying.
Oh,
Tobey
sure.
Maguire shows up.
Right. Right. Yeah, which is that's going to be interesting. It's really interesting how they were able to bring those versions of Spider-Man back too. I really I like that.
Hmm.
Like not just for No Way Home, but also for these other movies. So
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm excited. I think maybe over the next couple of weeks we can start doing some ranking episodes where we rank best scenes or best characters or something like that. We'll figure some stuff out before what, middle of July. But
Hmm.
I feel like every time we talk about this, I forget when Spider
Yeah.
Man
At
comes
this
out.
point,
But
that's why I just say July.
yeah, July. It's
It's
until
July. It
July, and
comes
then we
out in
can.
July.
It's like when does? Well, that's like with the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like until you said something last week about going to see it, I forgot that it came out that soon. Like I was like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, it's out already. So
Yeah.
this stuff keeps sneaking up on us. So that'll definitely be here before we know it. So keep
Yeah.
watching us. We'll have some interesting stuff over the next couple of weeks and months before the big stuff comes, because we're gonna keep getting new leaks, and new trailers will be coming out soon. I heard there was another Spider-Man one that was supposed to come out like very soon, but it has not come out as yet. Other than that, that thing that Sony put out, which I think we talked about last week.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, guys. Thanks for checking this one out, and like and subscribe if you're interested in this, and like and subscribe even if you're not interested in this, because
It
we need
it
the
helps.
subscribers, and it helps us. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.